Evening. This is the Elliott wave update for the NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 for Sunday, July 9th, 2023. I am going to begin on the NASDAQ tonight, and what I'm going to be showing initially is the alternate view, which possibly could have an equal probability of actually following through as what I'm using as the preferred view. So the alternate would show that the minor wave 4 is actually still engaged. We did not go up and take out that high. I think even if I did it on a closing basis, we did not take out that high. So it could be a flat ABC, which would suggest we're going to head back towards 14,853 to put in a C wave before we again rally to new or minor fifth wave rally, not to new highs, but a minor fifth wave rally to complete, as I've shown previously and continue to show with these fibs. So initially, wave 4 was going to yield to minor wave 5. I can count. It's not the best, but it can count as 5. So it could be minute wave 1 of minor 5, as we have been in the preferred. This counts as 5, or it counts actually better as a 3, but it could be a 5, in which case on the alternate would show that it is A, B. We're looking for a C wave, which will consist of 5 waves. 1, 2, we're in a third. It should drop, and it should drop precipitously, at least break below 15,047 and likely below 15,000. That was what I would expect from a wave 3. We get a 4 and a 5 to put in this minute C wave, and then again the minor 4. This is the alternate. And what that suggests is that we have a drop down towards 14,800 before we turn and begin a minor fifth wave rally. Now, again, that is the alternate. What needs to happen from here, if indeed it's a third wave, we can't just kind of sit, well, we're going to be up 6 or 7, maybe 5, then we're going to go down 5 or 10. It must actually go. And that actually goes and portends for both counts. So sitting here and just kind of waiting for something else to happen may go until the Asian markets open, but I doubt that we're going to be able to carry through, because the European markets tend to kind of choose their direction for their own markets, and then we, because we're trading within them, tend to follow. So again, if indeed it is A, B, and we're looking for that C wave, and then this is 1, 2, we're inside a third, it should drop convexly, right? So the opposite, if this is minor wave 4 and this is minute 1, minute 2, 1 of 3, or we have A of 2, B of 2, and we come down in a C wave. Now, that's the other side, which allows for a little bit of additional downside. Let's see if I can just put that in. We have the A, and I need to just straighten it out just a tad. So give me one moment. And this low is actually, of course, it gets right in the way. I know, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist here. 15,111. So 15,111. 50. And say, okay. All right, so that straightens that out. So what we're really looking for is we're looking for, if indeed this is 1 or A, B of A of 2, B of 2, we're looking for a C of 2. That brings us back down towards 15,047 to 15,039. So 618 on the outside one, and then also at least this C would equal this A, and we could put a 2 down here. Now that covers that. So we still could have, this is a minor 4, but this is the larger, that it's actually been brought up to me a couple of times, and so I'm going to show it because it does have some validity. I can move this out to the 4-hour chart, and we can see having a little bit larger wave 4 should not be that big of a deal. I would just push it out until another few days. But the size of it fits within this larger count. Yep, the 2's a little bit smaller, but still it was complex. And now we're getting just a straight ABC flat, likely, within the minor wave 4, and that could fit. So we got both at play. If we continue to fall, but we drop below these levels, then we're likely within that little bit larger wave 2. And then we have the difference here, 48.10, 48.35. All the way down, 14,853, 14,841, 14,810. All right in here. And that would be, could be a C wave or a third wave. Both carry the same characteristics. So this could go out for a little bit longer. But again, if it is not, and this is a 1, and this is the 2, and this is likely not, it's still, whatever's going to happen, this is going to be A of 2. So again, if I'm going to change this back around, minor 4, minute 1, then this is still going to be A of minute 2, B of minute 2, and we're in a C wave, because no matter the way I look at it, this here is really turning out to be 3, and you can see it. A lot of just noise, a lot of noise we got on Friday. Opening into the down, and then back up, and then back down, and then off to the races. So it was a great deal of noise, and then a pretty hard sell-off in the afternoon. So leave both doors open. What will cut it, folks, real quick, is if we need to get down into this area, and a break puts it more in a third. Right? If it's just going to be an A, B, C, and we're really kind of looking for it to finish up and be done right in here for a wave 2. If it's the third, then we're going to break there and we're going to head down into here. That's our kind of the goal there, if it's a larger. Okay. So if this comes down and it holds and we start to rally, man, that's going to be the preferred count. Now back out so that I can take a look of this larger chart. If I'm going to flip it back again, as you'll see in the S&P, so a little bit different setup in the S&P, which is rallying already along with the Dow. The Russell's not, and that could hold back the NASDAQ. If the NASDAQ decides to not do well, it will drag the S&P down, but the S&P may find strength in other sectors. So we shall see. Over in, I know this is going to be confusing, right? But over in the S&P, I am still working within the preferred view, because this does count better as 3. So this counts better as 5. It's cleaner. It is a cleaner move. Yes, it has its little nuances in between. But 1, 2, then again, what we got going on. Could this be? Looks like an ABC up. And that works against this count. Unless I can break this further down and get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this sell-off really reeks on all of this. So if I had to throw this into the alternate view, and the 4 is over here, this would still be minute wave A of minor 4, minute wave B of minor 4. And what are we working for on the way back down? How is this all going to fit in? So we'd have to work this somehow. And if this was going to be an A and a B and we're in a C, then this would still be wave 1 of C. Wave 2 of C, and we're going to drop. And this is just will not last. So maybe this gets up towards that 8, fails, and starts to drop. If not, it's still a very strange move to be the start of a third wave up. So we've already got a lot of flags out on both directions, but it's just the difficulty of the market along with the expiration, et cetera, everything that the markets are going through. It's like, okay, what's our next step? What do we need to do? The bond markets continue to kind of inch their way lower. So whatever the conversation is going to stick into this, technically, I can count where it's going to drop, and I can count that it's going to go up. The going up gets caught up right in here because of the depth of that sell-off. Now, if it's going to rally in a third wave, right, it needs to keep up and go. Otherwise, we're back to this could be a 1, this could be A of 2, B of 2, and we're looking for a C wave, which really cannot go beyond, should not go beyond 43.68, 43.73.75, to be honest with you. Then if it breaks that, if this pattern's off, then we're back to A. Is it going to be the A, the B, excuse me, and 1, 2, we're coming off in a third. All right. So then, if indeed we're looking for a C wave down, then this is going to be A, and this is going to be B, and this is going to be 1 of C, or 1 of C, 2 of C, 1 of 3 of C, 2 of 3 of C, and we're getting ready to really put in a roll over. Now, over to the 4-hour chart. Again, I'm not changing these labeling right now. I'm showing them on 2 different charts. So you really got to work with me on this one, because we got to let the market tell us. I'm just showing you both sides and really what needs to happen in order for one or the other to make itself known. So right now, I think we got to be prepared. This is transition. Are we still going to transition higher, or are we going to transition lower first, holding off on that final move up? Or is the market really telling us that, well, maybe everything's all done, and we're going to start to more earnestly work our way lower and pick up the pace and pick up the speed? So we got 3 scenarios that we need to really take a look at and understand. And then the market is going to tell us which one goes. I'd rather just be able to take and pick up and figure which one. Now, if you're a position trader or you're just trading from the long or short side, you're going to hate me. But it's going to take some dancing. It's going to take some trading. And as a day trader, I'm going to be able to trade both sides. So the one thing I don't want to see where it just sits and does nothing. There's no trading. So I do think no matter what this positioning is, it can pick up very quickly to the downside. Then look for that break at 44.20, 44.19. It starts to break there. Then all of this is off for right now. And then we're back onto a more negative. I can just take these off. We'd be looking for a more negative move. And that would begin and show us that we start to break. Let me just clean that up. I really got to rechange all of this as to how I want to set these up, because so much of it is just not applicable anymore. I can leave all those off for right now. So what we're looking at, if indeed this is A and this is B, and this is going to start coming off in a C wave, equality, A equals C at 43.72, and actually a little bit lower. But because we went up $4 higher than that, that's the difference. See it? That's the difference between that high and this high, that $2. So we give it that amount. But it could be, again, much stronger. It'd still be an ABC. And we'd have to go out to see it. But see, there's still the downside potential can be very strong right now. But again, now we're still into that conversation. Well, what is it? Is that possibly it? And we're not going to go above 4,500? It's out there. Trust me, these conversations are out there. For that to happen, and we put the 5 and all this stuff here, we're just coming off in the initial 5 down. Not pretty, not real clean, and it's really got to start to really kick in. And that would start now. And we saw it. If they pick this up and they drop it and it starts coming down between 43.72, 43.68, and then starts heading for here, and we're just going to start dropping, that would be very indicative that, okay, the highs are in and we're getting ready to go. Or we're going to be in this ABC, and here's our limitations for the ABC wave 4. Ultimately, we could end up down here 1.618, where C is 1.618 the length of A. And that would fit, kind of, but it would. And that brings us down to 42.95, just below 4,300. And still have that additional rally, okay? That's as far as we're going to take it. So, well, what happens if it really starts to rally? It's got to break 44, 45, 45.50, then essential. It is essential. 44.75 break again. Yes, last week it held it. It held it pretty much to the T. You got up to 44.76, and that was it. That strike price held, got monetized, and then got killed. But this, if it's going to go up from here, it really can't go it can't go much lower. Because this is 3, and the way it's coming down, it's remaining as such. So that tends to lean against we have additional downside to do. And that would be my initial drop to here. All right, I'm going to leave it right there because the more I get into it, the more confusion I think I could create. And I definitely don't want to do that. We just need to be prepared. It is totally unclear of what direction the market intends to take. There's going to be some of you that are going to be convinced. You're going to leave me comments about, no, it's bullish, it's bullish. Fine. That's there, it's in there, and yes, but I've just said what the market needs to do, and that's what you're anticipating. Great. I'm giving both sides. Next update will be on Monday, July the 10th.